Okay, folks, it's cold here in Western New York. About 16 degrees with about a 27-mile-an-hour wind. And this little hot water setup I rigged up works pretty good. I mean, this is all. I know you guys are gonna jump on me in the comments. I mean, this is kind of a hillbilly redneck, whatever you want to call it, system, but she's working. It's about 144 square foot room. And then back here, through this door here, I have my my setup there for doing the grinding and polishing work. What I'm going to do is, and this is just a temporary setup, just to see if it worked, to see if I get the BTUs out of it. Sometimes you got to do it. I mean, I tried doing calculations and all that, and finally I just threw it in the garbage and said, hey, I'll just spend the $50 and rig everything up here. But I ended up using 3/4 inch packs, and I didn't solder anything. I just used the old shark bites. And there's your inlet there, and then the bottom is the return. And that's coming in at about 180 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cast iron radiator and just set that up. Maybe move my music stuff up front and set up my milling machine over here where the studio is, and then over here set the radiator up. I just didn't know if I had enough to do it, but this is about what you got right here. I don't know if you can see that, but you got about 65 degrees, which is ample to work with. But another thing I wanted to talk about in that porting room, what I ended up doing is getting a bead blast set up there from Harbor Freight. You can pick one up for about $80, and then all the chips and all garbage, dust, and all that stuff, it stays in there. You know what I'm talking about with the rubber gloves. You stick your hands in there. Well, you can cut out the end of the rubber glove and actually use your hands, but it works. Because I tell you what, you start doing this, the dust, everything gets all over the place. It just ain't no two ways about it. But inside that unit, it I'd say contains 95% of it. And another thing I wanted to say, I mean, I see you guys showing porting, and I have no problem with that. I just wanted to make a comment that, because of this dust and grit and all that stuff, that maybe some of you guys might want to consider wearing a mask or some kind of respirator, because that stuff is nasty. I don't think it's very good for your health, and you can get a respirator set up for nothing. I mean, it just ain't worth it. I mean, do what you want, your lungs, but just my opinion, okay? But what I want to talk about is some carburetors here. Now, this came off a saw I bought off of eBay. And the guy did send me a steel carburetor, but it was plugged up, so it wasn't a bolt-on. But if you look at this carb, I think I showed this in another video. It kind of looks like the steel carb. It's got a different setup, but when you start looking around, there's nothing there.
As the cold weather sets in,
see?
Pushes more projects in.
I mean, it doesn't even say made in China. It's just,
do it right, do it professionally.
And there's nothing on the bottom. Now, I just got these two in the mail from a place called Saw Again, and they got a discount if you buy. And I'll tell you what, it was a decent price. I can't complain at all. But this is your stock carburetor that goes on an 044. If you look at the carburetor,
a newfound leak might only cause minor worries.
Look at that. See where it says steel up there? And now this one here,
when it comes to cracks in your plans,
there's nothing there.
Expertise of a realtor can make all the difference. The difference between
nothing there.
And a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association.
That says steel.
That's who we are.
Then you come around. Okay, you got some markings there. Okay, and there's your model. HD.
The quicker picker upper.
I don't know if you can make that out. HD
And each
17D.
more absorbent, so you can use
Now, if you go to the dealer,
ordinary brand.
they're going to tell you there's 20 carburetors for the state. And they're all the same. I think it's just model numbers. But, oh, wait a minute here. Yeah, you got some numbers stamped on here. This means that it was, it went through the process and it's good. Of course, you got your limiters on there.
After a crash,
And
you have an important decision.
if you do any kind of
One of the 100
modification, you got to pop them out. But I think everybody knows how to get them out. But if not, I'll make something for some people.
permanent state.
And there you go right there, folks.
4444 Main Street, Williamsville.
There you go, Walbro. Green check. Checks out. They tested them at the factory. As opposed to China King here. There's nothing there. So, just be careful when you're buying off of eBay. You know, make sure you, where it says contact seller, make sure you get him to put it verbally that it's OEM parts and OEM things. And I'm not saying anybody's trying to defraud anybody, but, you know, sometimes you get the excuse, well, you know, I took it in as a trade-in.